to episode number 9 of the Road to Dopey podcast with the Running Geeks. Today we are apparently sponsored by the mermaid, the Green Mermaid herself. I'm Jake.
And I'm Stewart, and we are the Running Geeks.
Welcome. So, if this is your first time to the podcast, we just very quickly give you a quick introduction to what's going on. So, we talk for about an hour once a week on a Wednesday evening. We do it live, so you can watch us and stream live, or you can watch us after on YouTube, or even listen to us live on iTunes. And basically, we just talk about running. We're training currently for the Dopey Challenge in January. It'll be our first Dopey Challenge at Disney, but we have ran Disney races before. But it's not just about the Disney races. We just talk about running in general as well. And come January, once the Dopey Challenge is completed, our new podcast, The Running Geeks, will kick off from there. And we'll be talking about everything running, from training to nutrition to toilet stops, to trainers to reviews.
Quite a few of them out.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So that's us. I don't think I've missed anything. Stuart, is there anything more that I've not missed, or that I have missed, in fact?
Well, you've missed telling people that it's your first marathon.
It is.
So you decide not to do the first marathon just as a marathon. So you're going to do the 5K, the 10K, the half and the full.
Yes, yeah, that's right. I'm going to run a half marathon the day before my first ever marathon. So yeah, I'm officially stupid.
Yes, that is kind of officially quite stupid. But
Suits my personality.
Well, it would seem that. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah, if you're in January, if you're at Disney at the marathon weekend and you see us and you want proof of that stupidity, come and have a look at my ankles. That's all I'm going to say. Just come and have a look at my ankles.
Hopefully they won't be covered in KT tape.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Jason has some rather dubious Disney tattoos.
Yes.
Dubious being the term.
Probably get kicked out of Disney for them, but we'll work that out in January. I'm sure it'll all work out just fine.
Let's keep you in long socks.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think that's a very good idea. So, in true Road to Dopey Running Geeks fashion, we usually come wearing race t-shirts. So, Stuart, what have you got today?
Well, it's not actually a race t-shirt. It's a World Traveller with running Mickey that I got at the Expo last year at Marathon Weekend. Yes, I had to wait forever to get this t-shirt.
The queue,
there was none left.
The queues at Walt Disney World seem pretty crazy at Expo Weekend compared to the queues at Disneyland.
I think just as bad anywhere, though. This was not actually in the official merchandising area. It was more in the Champion area. I think it's Champion. Yeah, it was. It's one of the. They do some good t-shirts and they do some cheap t-shirts, and it was a good one.
Yeah, I think you look at if you can get a good one, you're lucky and you should buy it. But yeah, sometimes some of the Champion ones just tend to be cheap tech material with a Champion logo on them. So
yeah, I don't think the hoodies are as good as you'd think they are, but I definitely quite like these good t-shirts. And obviously World Traveller. I know people think, well, Disney World, but I like to think of Global Traveller.
Yeah, I think it does mean that, doesn't it? I think it's the World Traveller shirt is intended for people who've travelled from outside of the States. So.
Is it?
Yeah.
They were all bad. You could not get any.
Yeah, that's what it's. That's the intention.
Well, I don't think it'll be quite. When you get there in January, there are quite a lot of Brazilian people Shout out to our Brazilian fans. Hello. Uh, there are quite a lot of Brazilians that come over just for the marathon. Definitely very big with the Brazilians.
And I'm today rocking this hoodie. So it's not a race I've ran. It's too cold to wear a race t-shirt here today. You can probably hear the fan in the background. Trying to get
Jason is a race t-shirt fail. That is not a t-shirt.
It's a hoodie. It's a hoodie, and it's got a race on it. Look, the Brooklyn Night 10K.
You bought that in Nike.
Absolutely did. I bought this from the lovely people at Nike. So maybe it's a real race, maybe it's not. I don't know. But it's a hoodie.
Fail.
Really warm. So I like it.
There's no such race.
Even better, because then I'm not lying, pretending to people that I've done it.
It's false advertising.
I like it. At least I have real Starbucks blend in my Starbucks cup, though.
Well, in my Starbucks cup, I have hot chocolate, and I need it because it's quite cold in England at the moment.
It's not the best at all in any way, shape, or form. So we are already on to the countdown. So every week we have a countdown to Expo Day. We've not got that long to go from the computer away. We've not got that long to go now. So let me really quickly show you this.
I'm just getting nervous now. I'm going to have no fingernails left because I'm going to bite them all off.
There we go. So we're at 41 days, 1 hour, 6 minutes, and about 30 seconds until the expo.
What's that in weeks?
Not many is the answer.
Is that 5, 6.5 weeks?
It's not quite 6, is it?
7, isn't it?
7? No. 7 sevens are 49. So it's 5 weeks and some days.
Okay. How are you feeling? Are you ready?
We'll come on to training shortly, but I think, yeah, the last long run went well for me. So, yeah, I think that the 20 milers next. So we'll see how that pans out. But at the minute, yeah, I'm feeling okay.
Feeling healthy?
Yeah, I've just run 3 days in a row, and I've not got any niggles at all. Yeah, I'm feeling surprisingly good, really.
Why don't we kind of skip the news and talk about what we did in training then?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, we'll come back to training and we'll flick into the news because I think even just on this countdown, I think the one thing that we probably just needed to cover off real quick was that the routes still haven't been confirmed, and we're only 5.5 weeks out. Would you say that's normal?
I've only done it once before. I've no idea. Normally the routes don't change. I do remember when it was the 20th anniversary, and they first included the speedway, and they first included going around ESPN. They did pre-announce that with some YouTube videos. But Disney have been really quiet this year with their Disney YouTube channel.
Yeah. Do they have a Run Disney YouTube channel?
Yeah, they used to have all these like inspiring "This is why I run Disney" videos.
I'm just gonna have a quick look now. Oh, there we go. Active 6 days ago. They have 23 videos.
Yeah, but they've not had anything which is you know, they have like a recap. What you're probably going to look at now is a recap of the Wine and Dine, or a recap of last week's, which was the Avengers.
Yeah, so it is very much highlights of Wine and Dine, recap of Tinkerbell, the Paris video, an 84-year-old. Yeah.
They do a section called Why I Run Disney.
They've all been deleted.
No.
This is all there is left on their YouTube channel. 23 videos.
Go to whyirundisney.com. In Google.
There we go. It's a different YouTube channel.
Is this the same thing? No, that doesn't look it to me.
It doesn't look very well. It looks like it's been removed, but we'll have a look into it and we will.
There was a website. Do a Google search. Called, I'm thinking it was called Why I Run Disney, and it was basically, it tells a story of people that are training and what they're training for, whether it be 5K or whether it be a full marathon. It was telling their stories. A lot of them do the races for charity. And they always get interviewed beforehand, show them the training, and then it shows them crossing the finish line and post-race interview. It's all very emotional.
Yeah, in true Disney fashion. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's discuss the news.
Indeed. So some research has been done and about America and which is the best city to run in America. And it turned out to be...
Let me guess. San Francisco.
No.
What, you mean Americans don't like to run hills?
Americans clearly do not like to run hills. So here's the article at Track Shack. Yeah, and
Orlando
is
the best running city.
City apparently. So I'm not quite sure what you Floridians are doing, but yeah, apparently you have the best city to run in all of America. So there you go.
That is a little bit surprising to me, given the temperatures. It can be very hot in the summer, and then you can get the rainy season. Nobody wants to run in the rain in May, June.
Yeah, there you go. So I don't know if that's popped up. Oh, it had. I think it had. It's just shrunk. There you go. Is it back?
It's back.
Yeah, excellent. These are the people who've done the analysis. So we'll include links in the comments down below, which shows the information. But yeah, Orlando is ranked the best.
San Diego, Las Vegas,
Miami,
is number 5. All the others are flat.
So there you go. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, we'll put the link in the comments, and then you can feel free to
let us know if you agree with that or not.
Agreed.
I'm sure you will agree with it, seeing as you're probably going to be doing some kind of Disney race in the near future.
And I think the Disney element is probably the key reason for it. I mean, it's definitely got to be sort of linked, hasn't it? You know, there's no... I can't imagine there's that much going on in Orlando, which is going to make it so significant.
Well, there's the Space Coast Marathon and Half Marathon. Very popular. Then there's the Celebration Half Marathon, which is in January. And then there's a few other races during the rest of the year that I know of. Plus all the ones that are the Run Disney ones. And so you've got, is it 5 or 6 Florida race weekends? That's quite a lot.
Yeah, so it's a lot going on all the time. And it's sunny, pretty much sunny all year round as well, isn't it? I mean, when there's storms.
Yeah, storms.
Cool.
Yes, well, hopefully we will be joining them people thinking it's America's best running city in 41 days' time.
41 days, apparently. So we shall see. We shall see.
Yes.
So the other thing in the news this week then was there's a few comments on the Dopey Challenge Facebook group this week about the increased security risks. So I think this is an America-wide thing, but America-wide for the next 3 months, they're putting travel on a high alert, and places like Disney are also included in these areas, and therefore on high alert as well, following the recent IS attacks in Paris. Thoughts?
Non-story. Move on.
Yeah, I think
That's my.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree. It's I think you've just got to get out there and live your life, and just if stuff happens. But
Yeah, you're more likely to get killed in a road accident on the way to Disney.
yeah, I think the funniest comment on the whole post, on the whole thread, but was probably mine, and I'm kind of patting myself on the back for this one. But I think I mentioned this on one of our other podcasts actually, though, and it was about going to the bathroom. So somebody was saying, oh, they're already at Disney events on every street corner there's police, and there really is. So if you've never done a Disney race before, there is literally police on every street corner. They're everywhere. So they're not going to
Disney authority.
Yeah, but they're a hindrance, because when you're running, like, sometimes you need to go pee, and here in the UK, you just kind of go pee on the street. You just find a wall or a tree or a bush, or sometimes you just pee. But yeah, you just kind of let it out. But when there's these big scary coppers with their guns, and it makes it a bit difficult to go pee. So I'm not so happy that they're there.
Well, speaking from experience, it didn't stop me last year whipping out and doing a Jimmy Riddle at least 4 times.
And then there is only one real other piece of news this week. So I know that these had leaked the week previous, but the Star Wars medals are now official. So you can probably see those now a little bit better.
Yeah, they're from Disneyland. So this race happens the week after Dopey.
Yes, this is yeah. So this is the 5K one. The Luke medal looks nice. It looks like it's metal as well, which is quite rare for a 5K medal.
No, it's definitely plastic.
You reckon?
Yeah.
And then we've got the 10K, which has got an X-wing on there.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. Rebel Challenge, which is the half and the 10.
Yeah, that's a spinner. Yeah. That centerpiece spin.
Yeah, I can see it here. This the Rebel bit spins. Then we have this one here, which is the half, but I can't actually see anywhere where it says half on it, other than unless it's the section on the right-hand side. But it's a little bit blurry.
It's on the reverse.
Yeah, maybe that is definitely the worst of the medals. And then
it doesn't spin either.
Yeah, and then there's the kids race, which is this Yoda one, which is definitely rubber.
All the kids races and all the 5Ks are rubber. Yeah, I don't like that half marathon medal.
No, I agree. I think it's yeah, I think that half marathon medal is pretty rancid.
I do, however, like the ribbons.
Yeah, the ribbons are good, especially the Rebel Challenge one. The Rebel Challenge one is very, very good.
It's a little bit androidy.
Mm.
What are the ribbons like for the marathon ones in January? You got that picture again?
I
want to compare it. It's been at least 1 day since I last looked at them.
I can definitely find them if you bear with me a second.
I think it was the Dopey medal ribbon that I took offence to, because it's a rather hideous brown. I seem to remember. It's gone from being green or purple to being like a unsightly brown.
Yeah, it did look like a brown colour. Why can't I find the image?
Creamy brown.
Oh, okay, I know. Oh, no. Yeah, I know where I've got them. Let me very quickly pull one of these up for you. Sorry about this, guys. We have a lovely shared iCloud photo album for all things Dopey. Not just for us, but just for generally for all the group of us who are going. So
Yeah.
I can't recommend the iCloud photo library enough. It's absolutely brilliant.
We should point out that it's not just us that is doing the Dopey Challenge from England.
No.
We have 3 other members in our team, but they are particularly shy.
Pretending to be shy.
Well, maybe they just can't fit a word in edgeways.
Well, we do like to talk. Oh, hang on, that's not going to work.
But I promise you, on the day after the marathon, if we actually get to the day after the marathon, we are going to have a party. And we are going to stream live from the party, and you will get to see them people. They do exist. Or if you follow us on Instagram, you will see the occasional picture.
I agree. There you go. Okay, so you can see it now. So it's a very small.
I love the map. It's a close up. It's actually very that's orangey brown.
It is. Yeah, it's not good.
It makes me wonder what colour the t-shirt's going to be.
Not good at all. Oh, there we go. We're back. Cool. So, I don't know what's on here.
Love the medals for Star Wars, but we are not going. Sadly.
Sadly not. But yeah, what can you do? You can't go to every race. Well, you can try.
That's the voice of reason.
Yeah, indeed. Cool. So yeah, so we've got Star Wars medals. It's good. We've still not got no routes for Disney weekend. We spoke about security, and we know that Orlando is the best city in America to run. So it's all good. So we're into the training, guys. So we spoke very briefly before about training and kind of what's been going on and what we've been up to. So Stuart, what have you been up to in the last week?
I think you need to cue up some music here. The 19 music.
Do we have?
While you're up that, there is a song 19.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find it. So you give us your week in review, and I'm gonna have a look and see if I can find it.
So last Wednesday, I didn't go to the swimming pool. It never happened. And last Thursday, I didn't go to track. I was saving myself for a long run on Sunday. On Saturday, I went to Park Run where I paced a perfect 30. It wasn't 29:59 and it wasn't 30:01. It was bang on 30. I was like, I am damn impressed with myself. I was pacing a friend of mine, Charlotte, who was hoping to get to 30. She did get PB, but she couldn't quite stay with me. I think she finished up at about 30:40. I'm going to pace 30 again this week at Park Run. It was our Park Run's 300th run. So that was Saturday. And then on Sunday, me and Jason did a long run. Are we all queued up with the music now?
If I've got the right song, I think so.
They fought the longest war in American history. They fought the longest war in American history. In 1965, Vietnam seemed like...
It's a terrible song, if this is the right one.
Yeah, you probably should have skipped it to the chorus.
Is it the right
Again, it's the right one. 19.
Vietnam
19. 19.
Yeah, that's. I don't think I'm ever going to listen to that song ever again.
Force you to listen to it, along with our forthcoming Taylor Swift 22.
Although we're going to do 23.
We're going to do a full 22 dance.
Yeah, but we're going to do 23.
Sorry, say that again.
We're going to be running 23.
Well, then we'll stop at 22 to do the 22 dance. There's a song 23, then we'll do a 23 dance.
Perfect. Cool.
But I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Yeah, 22. So you did your 19 on Sunday. What about Monday?
Yes.
And Tuesday? Anything then?
Well, we actually discussed 19.
Tell us about your 19.
Well, I did it with you.
You did?
So the weather was pretty cold this weekend. The temperatures dropped by about 10 degrees in England, which is kind of cold. Still ran in shorts, but it was gloves and hot weather. So, yeah, you're more layer up kind of a guy. Luckily, Jason also runs with a backpack, so he can carry all my crap.
It's tricky because the route that we took basically took us up into the hills and then back again, and so basically what happens is you set off at like a city centre temperature. So when you're in the city, the temperature's obviously a bit warmer, and then it basically got colder and colder with every single mile. And then you get to the point where you're absolutely freezing at that kind of halfway point, and then you turn around, and then you slowly start getting warmer again. But because the time was getting later, the temperature was dropping. So we kind of got to this point in the hills where it was really cold, and then really the temperature should have started getting warmer, and it never really did. It just kind of sat at the same temperature because with every mile, the temperature dropped. And
that's because you went to go pee for 5 minutes, and I was stood there shivering like a leaf.
Yeah. So and there is a story about the pee. So
there's always a story about pee with you.
Always a story about pee. But the people of Oldham Leisure Centre need to learn a lesson from this one. I went in to ask them if I could use the toilet, but they ignored me, and they left me standing around for about 5 minutes, and they ignored me. And I said to Stewart in advance, I said, if they don't let me use the toilet, I'm going to pee on the window. Stewart said, you won't do that. Anyway, they ignored me for 5 minutes, and I said, I'm not waiting any longer. So I went outside, and I peed on the window.
You didn't quite pee on the window.
The window was quite high. I peed on the wall. But
in the corner against the wall.
Yeah, but it was almost in the window. It was about a foot below the window.
It wasn't like you kind of whipped it out and was like, I'm gonna pee on the window.
Yeah, it wasn't like a golden shower. It was more of a rebellious, discreet stainage of the wall. I christened it. Let's say I christened it.
I'm really glad to know that it wasn't a repeat of the island incident.
Yeah.
We will share with you if we ever meet in person, dear viewers.
That is definitely for another day.
Yes.
Yes. How did you
just ask for the island story?
Yeah.
The Dublin story.
How did you find the 19 miles?
I found it was a long way. However, I felt really quite happy and confident. And at no point did I think I wasn't going to get through this. I thought I was strong. I thought I was determined. Mm-hmm. I liked the route.
Yeah.
The route was hilly all the way out for the first 7 or 8 miles. It was a gradual incline all the way up to 7. And then I think from like 6 to 8 was quite steep.
Yeah.
It's about a mile. No, it was about 2 miles.
It's about a mile and a half where it just really like the gradient really just sort of kicks up.
But what goes up must come down.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, there were some faster miles on that back end.
And so obviously because of that, we did manage to pick up a bit of speed. Yeah, it was a good route. I shall add that at mile 14, we also took on the mighty Eaton Park Angina Hill.
Yes.
And we didn't stop until we got to the top.
Yeah.
Which was damn good.
Yeah, especially so far in.
Yeah. I'm still very happy with the 9-1 run walk ratio. I think I might be a little bit happy if we're doing a 1-9 ratio.
Yeah. I
for the half marathon.
Yeah, and I think on race day, those last few miles, if those last 6 miles or so, if we end up doing 8:30, 1:30, or 8 and 2, I don't think it's going to damage us too much. It's going to be fine. But 9 and 1 seems to be working out pretty well at the minute.
Yeah, I think some of the ones that we were doing were 8 and 2.
Yeah.
But the average pace was still 10:15.
Yeah, we were still covering a mile in 10 minutes 15, so 10:15 per mile. So we ain't going to break any records running 10-minute miles, but it's going to get us to where we need to be. It's going to get us through the race in the time that we want to get through it.
What does 10:15, what does that bring the finish time to?
Let's get the calculator out and we will ask. So it is 10.25 minutes times 26.2. That is 268.5 minutes, which is 4.5 hours, just under 4.5 hours, about 4:25.
Well, as I'm not religious, it feels kind of strange to say this, but my mum would say this, and she would say, "From your mouth to God's ears."
So yeah, so fingers crossed.
That would be bloody amazing. I should add that we did 19 miles in 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was about that, wasn't it? Yeah.
3 hours and 19 minutes it was, and I was bloody impressed with that.
I think because you'd allocated 4 hours, hadn't you? I think you'd assumed that it was going to take us about 4 hours, so and it didn't. So yeah, it was all right.
And the 9-1 ratio, I never feel like 9 minutes is too long for us at my current level of fitness. When I was doing the Dumbo double dare challenge in August, I couldn't even run 2.5 minutes because of my injury and my lack of training. So to kind of just be continuously able to do 9 minutes and feel pretty damn good and still feel like the speed was pretty much on target.
It was, yeah, absolutely, definitely. We were definitely doing what we needed to do. We just need to make sure that on race day we don't get caught up with the crowds and set off too quick.
Well, I think on race day what I'm going to do is I'm going to do on my watch, I'll have my watch set up for run walk, and you can have your watch set up for pace.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound? In fact, the next time we do a long run, we should do that.
Yeah.
So we practice.
Good thinking.
Yes, Batman.
Cool. So
I'm happy. How are you?
Yeah, good. You know, it's not been a bad week really, I guess. So I didn't go to track last week. I said I wouldn't go and didn't. I stuck to my guns and didn't go. I did the 19 on Sunday and it felt good. I felt okay. I was expecting to feel pretty bad after it and I didn't. I felt all right. I ran on the Monday evening as well. Did about 10K on the Monday evening. And that was fairly quick. So that was about just over 5 minutes a kilometre. And there were some sprint intervals in there as well. I kind of felt okay doing that. And then I ran again yesterday. Did about 7K, I think we did last night. And that was a bit steadier, but it was under 6 minute Ks. It was 550, I think, per kilometre average. So all in all, yeah, I'm feeling all right. I'm surprised that
You've done a bit of mileage. Are you going to break 100 miles for this month?
I think I'm at about 120. Oh, maybe I'm 140. Let's have a look. I can tell you right now.
Oh, Mary's texted me.
There we go. 122. I'm at 122 kilometers.
120 kilometers.
So I'd have to do 40 kilometers before Tuesday. That ain't gonna happen. So this month isn't a 100-miler.
It is for me.
Next.
Hold on. Is this you on Strava?
I'm just looking. I'm using the Nike app there.
The Nike app. Bless it. It used to be my favourite app.
Did very rarely log into Nike app anymore, but I still keep it because it's got some of my very first runs in there from a few years ago. But it's not very. It's a bit blurred that. So there you go. You can see.
We did 4 miles last night. And we did 4 miles in 39 minutes. I felt pretty crap on the way out, I've got to say, because we did out and back. I felt crap, like slow on the way out, but on the way back, I don't know whether it's the fact that it was raining really heavily or the fact that I'm just kind of looking up.
There was 2 factors last night. So there's 2 factors. So the first factor was it was raining on the way back, and therefore you're more inspired to run a bit quicker. And then the second factor is on the way out it's uphill all the way, and on the way back it's downhill all the way. So naturally it's going to just feel a bit better on the way back.
Yes, I am pleased to report that with a little bit more running, I should hit 100 miles this month.
Right. Good achievement. That's
I have hit higher.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you what my forthcoming week is now.
Yeah.
Well, tonight I went swimming, but that doesn't count. I guess it counts for fitness, though.
Yeah, absolutely does. Yeah.
44 lengths we did tonight. Apparently, my watch is slightly out and thinks that's 1.5 kilometers. But apparently it's really just 1 kilometer.
Well, almost.
Yes, almost the same. So tomorrow night track, which normally is about 7 or 8K for me. Then Sunday.
Have you frozen? Oh, your video's frozen.
Can you hear me?
Oh, he's back.
You have gone very robotic.
Your video's frozen.
You have now frozen.
We have lost you. Oh, you're back. You're coming back. I'm seeing movement.
I'm back.
There you go.
Right, I was saying that on Saturday I've got park runs, that's 5K, a 8K at the track, and 10 miles to 16K at the weekend with Mark. We're going to go up the canal path where you ruined your Hokers the first time you wore them.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know when that was?
I remember. And I think you just come back from an injury then. You was really suffering, and we managed to do Did we manage to do 6 miles or 7 miles or something like that?
We had just started training then for the Liverpool half. So I think that was about 3 weeks before Liverpool. And if memory serves, we're running 4 minutes on, 30 seconds off.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it was, and it was a struggle at the time, if you remember.
It was a real struggle.
Hard work.
But I thought that the worst part was the 40, I think it was 40 seconds. So 4 minutes and then 40 seconds. And it just was not enough recovery time. You breathe, you have a drink,
and then you
go in again.
Yeah, it was a bit too. It was a bit too short, wasn't it? The 40 seconds wasn't enough.
So let's move on to this week's reviews.
Indeed.
What have you got lined up for us today?
So
I see it down.
Yeah, a couple of things actually, to be honest. So one of them is physical, and one of them is a little bit of a training tip. So let me let me show you this. So this is a what the company calls a Go Cap from Chile Athletics. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Give you a bit of an inside view. Okay, cool. So basically, this cap is it's probably the best running cap I've had. So I've got quite a few running caps. I've got some Nike ones and a few Adidas ones. I've got my Ginger Runner cap, but this one is definitely my favorite. So it's really light, it's really comfortable. I wore it on Sunday, did 19 miles. It was absolutely drenched. Then it came to Monday. I dug it out, and it was bone dry. And like none of my running kit would ever usually be that dry after that short period of time. Bone dry. Wore it again. Tuesday night came. Again, Monday I should add was absolutely pissing it down. So it was covered in sweat and rain. Got to wear it again, and then last night I wore it again. Bone dry. It was pissing raining again all last night, and it's ready to go again. So they're really good. These they don't have cardboard in here, so they're fairly flexible, and they shape really well. So it means you can stick it in the washing machine. Fully adjustable on the back, and they're clippable as well. And on top of all that, this section here on the front, you can just about see it actually reflecting there, but that is 3M and it's really reflective. So nice little safety feature for at night. So Chile Athletics, they're a fairly low-key brand. You can find them on Instagram, places like that. But I highly recommend Go Cap. Really light, really good. Keeps your head warm and keeps the sweat away. So that's
well, you know, I'm a cap wearer. Would you recommend this one?
Yeah, definitely, massively. It's the best. It's the best one I've had, and it reminds me very much of a Nike one that I have, a blue Nike one.
I find it incredibly difficult to find good running caps that fit my head because I have a really large head. So the ones that don't, a lot of them just don't fit comfortably.
So I have quite a big head. So if I buy a fitted cap, I have to buy 7 5/8. Is that right? 7 5/8. I usually buy. I think it's my head's roughly about circumference about 60 centimeters. So I usually buy caps and things in a large or extra large. This fits perfectly at this adjustment, and with all of this left. So you'd have to have a pretty big head for it not to fit.
I'm going to try that the next time I see you.
All right, go for it. So the other thing I've got then is also, I just wanted to talk real quick about energy gel versus food. So all our long runs that we've been doing for this marathon, I've not used energy gels on any of them. And instead, I've been carrying dates, so Medjool dates. And it's working really, really well for me. So I'm getting all the carbohydrate I need, getting all the energy I need from the food, from the dates. I'm not being inadversely impacted by the fiber from the dates. I'm not having any digestive problems. I'm not getting any stitches or stomach pain or cramps or anything like that. It just seems to be working really, really well. So,
someone that's a co-runner with you, do you think you've been fasting any more than normal?
No more than normal. So I am.
So like once every 5 minutes, just a regular amount.
The act of running just disturbed my bowel in that way that I just fart a lot when I run. So I don't think I've been farting any more or less than I would normally do. But I did try something different on this 90-mile run that I've not done before, and that was I actually had half of a Cliff Bar. So the normal full-size Cliff Bars, I had half of a Cliff Bar mid-run because I wanted to test it for the marathon. So that this is my first marathon, but the one thing that a lot of people say about marathons is it's really, really important to eat food. They get really hungry. Gels are okay, but actually food's more important. And so I wanted to practice and try and eat something and just kind of see how I got on with it rather than just doing it random on the day. So I ate half a Cliff Bar and I felt absolutely fine. No digestive problems, no stomach pain, nothing like that. So really recommend trying it. Don't do it on race day. Whatever you do, don't turn up on race day with a load of dates and some Cliff Bars and say that guy off YouTube said eat dates, eat Cliff Bars, don't take energy gels, because if you do, you're going to find yourself in a world of trouble. But if you're just in your training runs, just try. I know you trust those gels, but just don't use the gels. Take time, move away from the gels, have some faith, try and use some food, and just see how you get on. And from there, you might find it works really well for you as well. And that pretty much wraps up the two things that I wanted to review real quick tonight.
Well, I'm going to be using gels at the marathon. I've not really got an issue with them apart from the way I rip them and then they drip all down my top.
You ended up wearing your gel on Sunday, whereas I managed to consume all my dates and all my Cliff Bar.
Yes, it did not look very pretty, my gel. It looked like something out of a Monica Lewinsky dress collection. However, I am quite a fan of gels, but I will also get a Cliff Bar for that mile. Did you take it about mile 18 or a little bit before then?
When did I take it?
Yeah.
It was just after 14 miles.
Really?
Yeah, it was about just after 14 miles. Yeah, and I had half of it then.
Oh, yes, you took it at the top of the hill, didn't you? At the top of Heaton Park Hill. Right. Now, I remember when I hit mile 22 feeling, we've discussed this before, extremely just depleted of everything. Now, I didn't realize that at the time, but that is hunger and energy depleted from one's body, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you don't actually feel hungry. Eating food is at that stage is probably the last thing that you want to do. It didn't feel like hunger. It feels like death.
And that's because you've allowed your body to get into carb deficit. It's like too far into carb deficit. So you're at that point, your body's in some sort of protection mode where it's consuming fat, it's running off fat, it's eating muscle as well. It's completely out of carbohydrate. The glycogen stores are completely depleted, and parts of your body are shutting down so that it can start burning fat and burning muscle to allow you to keep moving. So that feeling is just that you've allowed your body to deplete so much carbohydrate that you've just got none left. And that's why it's important to just continually keep topping it up. So
at what point would Like if I was having the gels every 3 miles, I don't even remember how many I took last year. I think I took about 6 and ended up with 1 left over.
I think what I found been working for me is I've been having 3 dates at every 20-minute marker. So at every second walk break, I just have 3 dates. So 3 dates is probably about 45 to 50 grams of carbohydrate.
That's a lot. I don't think that would work for me. I'm not a fan of dates. They'd make me really thirsty as well.
Yeah, true. I mean, you've got to drink. You've got to drink. But it's that consuming that sugar. So if you've got the gels are about 35 grams of carbohydrate. So if you're having one of those every 20-minute interval, that's probably going to keep you topped up. Because that's the key.
20 minutes. That's 3 per hour.
That's right. Yeah.
That is not a belt. That's like an ammunition belt.
But that's the type of volume of carbohydrate you need to sort of keep your body going for that period of time. You know, you're going to be on your feet for 5 hours. That's a long period of time, isn't it? You know, you're doing. We're essentially saying that every 2 miles, you know, you need to take in 35 grams of carbohydrate. So that means that you need to take 13 gels over that period. It'd actually be 12 because you wouldn't take one at the end. That would be pointless. But yeah, essentially you would take 12 gels.
I think I'll be taking 8 and feeling like that's excessive.
8 plus a Cliff Bar is probably perfect.
Plus, I'll be running with Powerade.
Yeah, which is also carbohydrate. So
right. But one small bottle, I run with one small bottle at a 10K, or I'll run with the same small bottle for a half marathon, or the same small bottle for a marathon.
And those bottles have the same amount of carbohydrate in the gel. So when you buy the 500ml bottle of energy drink, a sports drink, that has 35 grams of carbohydrate in. If you get an energy gel, that has 35 grams of carbohydrate in.
Well, I don't drink it as in drink. I just kind of drink it to kind of refresh my palate.
But there you go.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely food for thought.
Yes, indeed. Cool. So,
definitely want to get some Cliff Bars then when we get to when we do our next race.
Well, yeah, because Cliff Bars over here are they're like £1.80, which is like almost $3 in the US. Whereas in Walmart, if you buy them in a box, buy a box of 12, they work out about 80 cents each.
That's cheap.
But
I don't think we're going to need that many. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be mistaken, but I believe you do get some thrown in that
the box at the end.
Bag. You definitely get some in the bag,
yeah,
and possibly in the box, or maybe it's just freebies that I was given from the expo.
No, when we did Avengers, we got a mini Cliff Bar at the end in the box.
Right. Well, they changed the content of the Run Disney boxes each time, but hopefully there will be something there from Cliff.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, we will have 4 boxes.
Yeah. And hopefully it won't be Cliff Richards.
Another terrible Bernie Boardman joke.
Dear me. Okay, so we are running very, very low on time, so we're gonna speed things up a little bit.
Hot topics, right?
We've got 2 hot topics this week.
Very of the moment.
Yeah.
For both of us, I see.
Yeah, one of them is about carrying bags on race day during the race, and one of them is about blisters. So I'm a bag carrier, and I don't get blisters. Stewart doesn't carry a bag, but does get blisters. So I think we'll probably answer them in that way, if that works. So should you carry a bag on race day? Well, the answer is, if you've trained with one, then yes. If you haven't trained with one, then definitely don't. that would be a really, really bad idea. My preference is bum bag, so or a fanny pack, as you call them in the US. So something that sits on your back, at the bottom of your spine, just above your ass. That would be my preference. You can get some really good
You never say ass.
ass, ass on your ass, man. Yeah, you can get some really good 3 liter bags. I have one from Innovate, which is brilliant. I also have one from Peatland Sports, which is equally brilliant. The one thing that you're looking for on a bum bag is compression straps. If that bag doesn't have compression straps, throw it in the bin. So don't turn up trying to run with it like an Eastpak bum bag on or a Nike bum bag on, or just some generic brand bum bag. That stuff's going to be no good. It's going to be bouncing all over the shop. You need something with compression straps. And if it has compression straps, then it'll be great. If it doesn't, then it'll be crap.
What are compression straps?
So basically, what the compression strap does is when you put the bag around your waist, that it's important to get the bag tight around your waist anyway. But then once your bag's full of gear, even if it's tight around your waist, because of the movement when you're running, the contents will shake up and down like this. And that movement on your back or wherever the bag is it's just really uncomfortable. And what the compression strap does is it basically squeezes out all the air from the bag so that all the contents are essentially squashed against your spine. And that sounds really uncomfortable, but it isn't. That is the best way to carry it, and that way the bag doesn't move. So you can easily carry a 3 to 5 liter bum bag on your back, and have zero movement and have zero, have 100% comfort. So compression straps are the way to go.
I have an Asics bag for you with a cup holder, which is what
I think that's what I want to try next. So I think
I have one, so I'm going to give it you next time I see you.
Cool.
Remind me.
Yeah, I think at Disney, and we mentioned this last week, but during the races, if you give them your cup, they will top it up for you. So if you've got a bottle, you can get them to fill it with Powerade at each station, and they'll top it up for you.
I think I need to kind of add that they did for me last year, but I only asked one person.
I'm sure
I'm not going to say that everybody across all water stations is going to do that, so don't kind of expect it.
Well, worst case, you take a cup and you pour the cup into your bottle.
Yeah.
So it's all good. So yeah, so Powerade, fill the bottle up. That's kind of how I'm hoping that'll pan out. We'll see. In terms of backpacks, should you run with a backpack? Again, if you've trained with one, go for it. If you haven't, then don't. Really, I think a backpack's probably overkill on race day. It's a bit different when you're training. So when you're training, you need to carry stuff like a wallet or your keys or some extra drinks because there's no water stations or whatever it might be. So you do need a bit more space. So like a 10-liter backpack is probably quite sensible. But don't run one on race day unless you really have to, because it's a little bit overkill. The race vests, so you get 2 water bottles on the front, and then a section on the back which is just padded against your spine with an elasticated section in the middle. You can squeeze stuff in, but you won't get much in them. You're not going to get anything more in one of those than you're going to get in a bum bag, and the bum bags you can pick up for less than a tenner. So should you with a bag? If you've trained with one, yes. If you haven't, then definitely don't. If you do run with one, go for a bum bag over a backpack.
You don't seem like you'd get very much in them backpacks, or you'd very easily able to get stuff out of it. And as for them little drink things, they're literally like tiny bit of water.
Yeah, I think they hold about 300 milliliters.
Wow.
But they're designed. They're a very clever design. So they come from Solomon, and Ron Hill has made some replica ones as well. And what happens is, as you drink out of them, there's no air in them, so they're completely airtight. So as you take liquid from the bottle, the bottle compresses and shrinks. so that if you've got a plastic bottle, the water swishes around. That's really quite distracting and quite uncomfortable. Whereas in these little bag ones, because there's no air in them, as you drink the liquid through it just basically thins and turns into like ultra thin plastic, maybe a millimeter thick. So
It's still only a few hundred milliliters of drink.
But very, very clever design.
Fair enough.
So, Stuart, talk to us about blisters.
Well, for those of our regular listeners will know that I recently changed from structured Brooks adrenaline to Hoka Clifton 2, which has done really well for my shin. I have a slight shin injury, which seems to be doing well. Touch wood, doing well. I've not had any issues really in the last month, so keep touching wood because I don't want to curse myself. Touch wood for me, Jason. I don't want to curse myself, but so far so good. In the Hokas have got lots of cushioning, so that's been good. However, as a byproduct of that, I have been getting blisters. I did purchase a pair of Asics blister-free socks this weekend. They didn't work. I still have blisters. However, the best way that I deal with blisters is not to even think about them and to have a hot bath and give them a bit of a rub.
Yeah, I think I've never had blisters from running. I've been very, very lucky with that. But I have had blisters from day-to-day shoes. In fact, let me show you these. Oh, these Nike Stefan Janowski skate style trainers look very comfortable, but actually are really uncomfortable. And when I was wearing them in, they gave me really bad blisters on the top of my feet, and yeah, really difficult because it was really quite painful. But the one thing that you should always do with a blister is, don't pop it unless you have to. That swelling, that liquid in there is there for a reason. But if you need to pop it, that's okay. Just make sure it's sterile. Make sure you've done it in the right way. Get a needle, clean it, salt water, boiling water. Make sure it's really clean. Insert it gently, not into the flesh, just into the bit where the liquid is. And it's usually best to make 2 holes, one on either side. And then if you just gently squeeze it from one side to the other,
Like this.
And the reason that you want to do 2 holes and not just peel the skin off is you want that top layer of skin to stay, because the content on the inside, that liquid, that is sterile. That liquid is sterile. So it might sound disgusting at the time, it might feel disgusting, but that is sterile. So if you can get that liquid out and squeeze that liquid out and press the skin back down, then that skin that you've pressed back down, that's acting like a plaster essentially. So that's protecting the skin underneath, the flesh underneath from infection. So don't remove that top layer of skin unless you really have to. Just a couple of dots with a little pin and just squeeze the liquid out. That's my experience of blistering. But if you get one in a race,
Okay.
yeah, if you get one during the race, find the nearest St. John's ambulance. Do they have St. John's ambulance in the US? Is it St. John's ambulance they have?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Broke up then.
Sorry, is it St. John's ambulance that they have in America, or is it just a different type of first aid? Is it just first aid?
First aid.
Yeah. So in the UK we have a charity called St. John's Ambulance, but we got the first aid. If you go to the first aid station, get them to give you a sterile pin, and just if it's during the race, you need to pop it. Don't leave it. You just need to pop it, squeeze the liquid out, press it all out, get it flat, and then just keep going. A little bit of Vaseline over the top of it as well, just to stop it from sort of getting more enraged and go from there.
Are you sure you would not just leave it?
Definitely don't.
I feel like I feel like if it was me, I would just kind of go on as far as I can.
Yeah, because if you leave it, the problem is if you leave it, you're going to be making it bigger and bigger and bigger. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. It's getting more and more painful, and eventually the skin's going to tear. Whereas if you pop it and push the skin back down, apply some Vaseline over the area, it's going to stop it from coming back.
Well, aren't you the fountain of knowledge?
Always. Our friend Rob, who's coming with us in January, he applies Vaseline between his toes every time he runs. For that.
Do you not believe in Vaseline? I think it is the root of all evil.
Yeah, he puts it right between his toes to prevent blisters.
Yeah, well, I put it right between my nipples.
It didn't work.
In fact, between my nipples and my t-shirt, and that did not work.
Stick with the plasters.
If anybody would like to see that picture, they can see my Manchester Marathon picture on my Instagram, which is at Stewart. So that's about it for this week. What have we got lined up for next week?
Training wise, it's a quiet week, which is good. The week after is challenging. In terms of podcast next week, I'm not 100% sure, really. I don't think we've got anything specific in the plan. So if anyone wants anything specific for us to cover, you've probably got a couple of days to decide before we start creating the plan. And if anyone wants to join us, get in touch and we'll get you on. You can come and join us and talk turkey with us.
Yeah, pretty much so. Well, I guess that's pretty much it for now.
It is. I think it is. The link.
Yeah, if anyone would like to subscribe, we would appreciate that. Share, comment. You can catch us on Instagram at Stewart Anthony, at Twitter at Run Stewart, and Strava and everything else will be listed on the links below. He's at the Jason Hearn. And I think that's it.
That pretty much is us wrapping up for another week. So thanks for those that were watching live. We had a couple of live viewers today, so thanks for joining in. We had some. You did well to find us. The original link didn't work, and we couldn't start the broadcast, and it meant that we were about 45 minutes late going live. So thanks for those people for sticking around. As usual, the video will be on YouTube, and you can catch up from there. All in all, I think that's pretty much it for this week. So thanks again for watching. Goodbye, and of course, keep running.
Bye.